Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode of Confident Speaking Podcast. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Let me ask you something right now. Picture a tree. Maybe it's growing in your garden or in a park near your home. Now, can you see that tree growing? Can you watch its branches getting longer? Can you see new leaves appearing right in front of your eyes? Of course not. Trees don't grow like that. They grow so slowly that we can't see it happening. But somehow, after months or years, we look up and think, wow, this tree is so much bigger than before. That's exactly what we're talking about today. The quiet strength of slow progress. The power that lives inside the things we can't see happening, but that are changing us every single day. You know, I've been thinking about this topic for weeks now, because I meet so many English learners who feel frustrated. They feel like they're not improving fast enough. They wonder if they're wasting their time. They compare themselves to others and feel small. But here's what I want you to know by the end of today's episode. Slow progress isn't weak progress. It's not boring progress. It's actually the strongest kind of progress there is. So take a deep breath with me. Get comfortable, and let's explore this beautiful truth together, because understanding this one idea could completely change how you see your English journey and your whole life.
So, why does this matter so much? Why am I talking about slow progress instead of giving you quick tricks or fast methods? Because right now, at this very moment, you might be sitting there feeling like you're not good enough. Maybe you've been studying English for months or even years. Maybe you listen to podcasts like this one. You practice speaking, you try so hard, but when you talk to native speakers, you still feel nervous. When you want to express a complex idea, you still struggle to find the right words. And then what happens? You start thinking, maybe I'm just not good at languages. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Sound familiar? Here's the thing that breaks my heart. You're probably making progress every single day, but you can't see it. It's like trying to watch that tree grow. The progress is real. It's happening, but it's quiet. It's slow. It doesn't make noise. We live in a world that celebrates fast results. Social media shows us people who seem to learn languages in 3 months. YouTube videos promise to make you fluent in 30 days. Everyone wants the quick fix, the magic solution. But real learning, the kind that stays with you, the kind that builds confidence deep in your bones, that kind of learning takes time. It happens in small moments. It grows in the spaces between words, in the pause before you speak, in the moment when you understand something new. And the beautiful truth is this: slow progress is actually more powerful than fast progress. It's stronger. It lasts longer. It changes you from the inside out. But maybe you're wondering, what exactly does this look like in everyday life?
Let me paint 3 pictures for you. Maybe one of these will sound familiar. Picture Maria. She's been studying English for 2 years. Every morning, she listens to English podcasts on her way to work. She practices speaking to herself in the mirror. She takes notes on new words. But yesterday, she had a meeting with international colleagues, and she felt so frustrated. She couldn't express her ideas clearly. She kept searching for words. After the meeting, she thought, 2 years and I still can't speak properly? What's wrong with me? Maria can't see that 2 years ago, she wouldn't have understood half of what people said in that meeting. She can't see that her pronunciation is clearer now. She can't see that her grammar mistakes are smaller. She only sees what she can't do yet. Or think about David. He's 45 years old and he decided to learn English to help his teenage daughter with her homework. Every evening, he studies for 30 minutes. He reads simple stories, he practices basic conversations, but sometimes he feels embarrassed because his daughter learns so much faster than him. He thinks, maybe I'm too old for this. Maybe my brain doesn't work like it used to. David doesn't realize that his patient, steady practice is actually building something beautiful. His brain is making new connections every day. His confidence is growing bit by bit. He's becoming an example of courage for his daughter, even if he doesn't know it. And then there's Sarah. She moved to an English-speaking country 6 months ago. She needs English for everything: shopping, talking to neighbors, understanding her children's teachers. Some days she feels proud of small victories, like successfully ordering food at a restaurant. But other days she feels overwhelmed. She hears other immigrants who seem to speak so well, and she wonders if she'll ever get there. Sarah doesn't see that 6 months ago, ordering food felt impossible. She doesn't notice that she now understands TV shows better. She doesn't realize that her listening skills have improved so much that she can follow conversations that would have been completely confusing before. Do any of these stories touch your heart? Do you see yourself in Maria, David, or Sarah? And here's something most people never realize about this.
Here's the truth that changes everything. Progress isn't a straight line going up. It's not like climbing stairs where each step takes you obviously higher than before. Real progress is more like water slowly shaping a stone. Drop by drop, day by day, the water touches the stone. And if you watch for just one day, you see nothing happening. The stone looks exactly the same. But if you come back after a year, after 5 years, the stone has changed completely. The water has carved beautiful shapes, smooth curves, new paths. Your English learning is that water. Every word you learn, every conversation you have, every mistake you make and learn from, that's a drop of water touching the stone of your mind. And just like with the stone, you can't see the change happening day by day, but it is happening. There's something else that most people don't understand. Fast progress often means surface progress. It's like painting a wall quickly. It might look good from far away, but when you get close, you see all the places where the paint is thin, where you missed spots, where it's not quite right. But slow progress, that's like building a house brick by brick. Each brick is placed carefully. Each layer is strong. When you're finished, you have something that will last for generations. Think about the most confident English speakers you know, the ones who seem so natural, so comfortable. Do you think they learned everything in a few months, or do you think they built their skills slowly, patiently, over years? I'll tell you a secret. The most confident speakers I know all have one thing in common. They all went through periods where they felt like they weren't improving. They all had moments of doubt. They all wondered if they were good enough. But they kept going anyway. They trusted the process of slow progress. And here's the most beautiful part. When you learn to appreciate slow progress, something magical happens. You stop rushing. You stop feeling frustrated with yourself. You start noticing small improvements that you used to ignore. You start celebrating tiny victories. You become kinder to yourself. You realize that learning English isn't just about reaching a destination. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't give up. It's about building patience, confidence, and self-respect. These qualities will help you in every area of your life, not just with English. Okay, now that we see the big picture, let's get into something even more useful: real action. So how do you actually work with slow progress instead of fighting against it? How do you build that quiet strength I'm talking about? Let me give you 5 practical tools that you can start using today. Tool number 1, the weekly victory journal. This isn't about writing down big achievements. It's about noticing the tiny improvements that happen every week. Maybe this week you understood a joke in English for the first time. Maybe you had a phone conversation and felt less nervous than usual. Maybe you read an article and only had to look up 3 new words instead of 10. Every Sunday, write down 3 small things that felt easier this week than last week. Don't worry if they seem tiny. Tiny victories are the building blocks of big confidence. Say this with me. Small victories matter. Small victories count. Tool number 2, the progress time machine. Once a month, I want you to do something special. Go back and listen to a recording of yourself speaking English from 3 months ago, or read something you wrote 6 months ago. Compare it to how you speak or write now. This is your progress time machine. It shows you changes that are impossible to see day by day. When you feel frustrated about your current level, the time machine reminds you how far you've already traveled. It's proof that slow progress is real progress. Tool number 3, the patience practice. Every day when you're studying or practicing English, I want you to take one moment to say this: I am exactly where I need to be right now. Say it with me. I am exactly where I need to be right now. This isn't about being satisfied with your current level. It's about accepting that growth takes time. It's about being kind to yourself while you're learning. When you practice patience with your English journey, you're actually building a life skill that will make you happier in everything you do. Tool number 4, the comparison cure. When you catch yourself comparing your English to someone else's, I want you to try this exercise. Instead of thinking, they're so much better than me, try thinking, what can I learn from them? Instead of feeling jealous, try feeling curious. But here's the most important part. Remind yourself that you don't know their full story. You don't know how long they've been learning. You don't know what their first language is. You don't know what advantages they might have had. You only see where they are now, not the journey that brought them there. Tool number 5, the daily drop. Remember the metaphor about water shaping stone? I want you to be 1 drop of water every single day. Not a flood, not a waterfall, just 1 consistent drop. This might be reading 1 paragraph in English. It might be having 1 short conversation. It might be learning just 3 new words. The key is consistency, not intensity. 1 drop every day creates more change than a flood once a month. Every morning, ask yourself, what will my 1 drop be today? And every evening, celebrate that you did it. Because that drop is changing you, even though you can't see it happening. But I don't want to just give you tips. I want to show you how this looks in someone's real life. Let me tell you about Anna. She's 32 years old, and she works as a nurse in a small hospital. 3 years ago, Anna decided she wanted to move to Canada, to work there, and give her 2 young children better opportunities. But there was one big problem. Anna's English was very basic. She could understand simple conversations, but speaking made her incredibly nervous. Her grammar was full of mistakes. She felt embarrassed every time she tried to express complex medical ideas in English. Anna knew that to work as a nurse in Canada, she would need to pass difficult English exams. She would need to communicate clearly with patients, doctors, and families. The level she needed felt impossibly high. So Anna made a plan. Every day, before her shift started, she would study English for 1 hour. After work, exhausted and tired, she would practice speaking for 30 minutes. On weekends, she would take online classes. But after 6 months of this routine, Anna felt terrible. She took a practice exam and her score was still too low. She listened to herself speaking and heard so many mistakes. She watched other nurses who spoke English fluently and felt so far behind. One evening, after a particularly frustrating study session, Anna almost gave up. She thought, maybe this dream is too big for me. Maybe I should just stay here and accept my life as it is. But then her 8-year-old daughter asked her a question that changed everything. "Mama, why do you study English every day?" Anna explained about Canada, about opportunities, about giving her children a better future. Her daughter said, "Mama, I'm proud of you. You're so brave. Even when it's hard, you don't stop." In that moment, Anna realized something important. She had been so focused on where she wasn't yet that she couldn't see how much she had already grown. She couldn't see that her confidence was slowly building. She couldn't see that her pronunciation was getting clearer. She couldn't see that her listening skills had improved dramatically. Anna decided to trust the process. She kept studying, but she also started celebrating small victories. When she had a conversation with a patient and felt comfortable, she celebrated. When she understood a medical TV show without subtitles, she celebrated. When she made a grammar mistake but corrected herself immediately, she celebrated. 2 years later, Anna passed her English exams. 6 months after that, she was working as a nurse in Toronto. But the most beautiful part of the story isn't that she reached her goal. It's that the slow, patient process of learning English taught her something about herself that she'll carry forever. She learned that she's the kind of person who doesn't give up. She learned that she can trust herself to keep going even when progress feels invisible. She learned that small, consistent actions create powerful results. And now, when Anna faces new challenges in Canada, and there are many, she remembers the quiet strength she built during those 3 years of slow progress. She knows that she can handle anything, one drop at a time. That story is inspiring, but what can you do starting today? Let me give you 3 simple practices that you can start today. These aren't dramatic changes. They're small shifts that will help you embrace the power of slow progress. Daily practice number 1, the morning affirmation. Every morning, before you start your English practice, I want you to say these words out loud. Today, I will learn something new. It might be small, but it will make me stronger. Say this with me right now. Today, I will learn something new. It might be small, but it will make me stronger. This simple practice changes your mindset from expecting big breakthroughs to appreciating small discoveries. It reminds you that every day of learning matters even if the progress feels tiny. Daily practice number 2, the evening gratitude. Before you go to sleep,
Think of one specific thing you learned or improved in English today. Maybe you learned a new word. Maybe you understood a sentence that would have confused you last month. Maybe you spoke a little more confidently than yesterday. Don't let any day pass without recognizing at least one small victory. This practice trains your brain to notice progress instead of only seeing problems. Say this with me. I choose to see my progress, not just my problems. Daily practice number 3, the progress pledge. Once a week, I want you to make this promise to yourself. I will be patient with my learning journey. I will trust that slow progress is strong progress. I will not give up on myself. Write it down, say it out loud, put it somewhere you can see it when you feel frustrated. This pledge becomes your anchor when doubt tries to pull you away from your goals. Remember, these practices aren't about perfection. If you forget to do them one day, that's okay. Just start again the next day. The power is in consistency, not perfection. You're building a new relationship with progress, and like all relationships, it takes time to grow. So as we wrap up, there's one final message I want you to hear. My friend, if you remember nothing else from today's episode, remember this. You are not behind. You are not too slow. You are not failing. You are growing in the most powerful way possible, quietly, steadily, deeply. Every day that you choose to learn, every moment that you practice, every time you try again after making a mistake, you are building something beautiful inside yourself. The tree in your garden doesn't worry about growing too slowly. The ocean doesn't apologize for carving rocks gradually over thousands of years. And you don't need to apologize for learning at your own pace, in your own time, in your own way. Your English journey is not a race. It's not a competition. It's a process of becoming. And the person you're becoming, patient, persistent, brave enough to keep trying, that person is worth celebrating right now, today, exactly as you are. I know it's hard sometimes. I know there are days when you feel like giving up. I know there are moments when other people seem so much further ahead. But I also know something about you that you might not see yet. I know you're stronger than you think. I know you're braver than you feel. And I know that every small step you take is creating the confident English speaker you're meant to become. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to say these words out loud. I am learning. I am growing. Even slow progress is still progress. Say it with me. I am learning. I am growing. Even slow progress is still progress. Beautiful. Now, let's make sure this episode continues to help you. If you found value in today's conversation, please subscribe to Confident Speaking Podcast. When you subscribe, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll be building a library of support for your English journey. Also, I have a favor to ask. Share this episode with one person who might need to hear this message. Maybe it's a friend who's also learning English. Maybe it's someone in your family who's working toward a difficult goal. When you share encouragement, you double its power. And if you have a moment, please leave a comment or review. Tell me which part of today's episode spoke to your heart. Your words help me create better content for learners like you, and they encourage other people to start their own journey with confidence. Finally, I encourage you to listen to this episode again. Each time you hear these ideas, they become stronger in your mind. And when you're ready, practice speaking along with me. Use this episode as speaking practice, not just listening practice. Remember, my friend, learning English is one of the most courageous things you can do. It takes bravery to speak in a language that isn't your native tongue. It takes strength to keep going when progress feels slow. It takes wisdom to trust the process even when you can't see the results yet. You have all of these qualities inside you. Trust them. Trust yourself. Trust the journey. Keep learning, keep trying, and keep speaking.